Hello, it's Matt Linklater here. I want to share with you a simple idea that people do not play to their potential. They play to the level and the standard that you set for them. So just yesterday I was talking to a manager. We did a sales training for him over a year ago, and his business is up 65% this year. And when we asked him, did you hire new talent? What was it that increased your business so much? And he said, no, you know what? It wasn't the talent. We just elevated their standard. They were doing less than 50% of the appointments that they needed to do to reach the goals that we needed them to reach. So I just elevated their standard and set a higher metric for them to reach. Now, at the same time, I did a training for his back office and remote part of the United States that they're trying to, increase and try to make better. And I said, well, they played full out, but I don't know if they're going to go and implement anything without anybody holding their feet to the fire, because when you change anything, it's very uncomfortable. So how do you get people to play to a higher standard and a higher potential? Or, how do you even get yourself to play to a higher level or higher standard and push beyond what you thought was possible? And the first thing is this: if you're managing other people or leading other people, you have to play at a higher level. So you lead by example. Set a higher standard for yourself, everybody would follow. If you want to set a higher example for other people and or for yourself, there's this two-step process. Number one, you have to suspend your disbelief. You have to suspend the disbelief that you have to suspend the belief that you think it's not possible. So you have to suspend your disbelief. So how do you get somebody to suspend your disbelief? Well, this week I had my sales guy, Kyle, I want him to make 500 calls for $500. He said, well, I don't know if I could do that. I do all this other stuff. He started already making excuses. So I said, I'll tell you what, you do 400 calls, I'll give you $400. And then obviously on Thursday, he was always saying, well, what if I make 300? Well, if you make 300, you get zero. So I suspended his disbelief by giving him a carrot, by giving him some money. And so he was reaching then for $400. So you have to get people to suspend their disbelief. And so one way is by giving him some money, giving him some kind of reward. The last thing the second thing you have to do is you have to measure it. What gets measured gets done. So if you don't measure somebody's progress, if you don't measure that higher standard, if you don't measure that incremental change, then it's not really that beneficial. So number one, you play at a higher standard. Number two, you got to get your team or whoever you're managing or yourself to suspend your disbelief about what is possible. And then number three, you have to measure it. What gets measured gets done. You have to measure the incremental changes and the incremental differences. So have more success, play at a higher level, play to your potential, not to the standard that's set for you. Play to your potential, not the quota that's given to you.